Okay, I am taking care of the 5 bundles of oregano that have been hanging on my wall drying for the last 10 days to 2 weeks. First thing you have to do is cut off the string that holds the bundle together. I try to use rubber bands as much as possible if I have them, but because I don't like just having to throw away these little pieces of string, but there's really not much I can use them for again. Rubber bands you can reuse, but I don't happen to have any right now. I haven't been buying any produce really since the garden took over. So anyway, I think I've only got 2 and those are on the other bundles, but you can see how dry and crumbly it is, so that's how you know that it's ready. So you take your branch and you put it over something, and then you just slide your fingers down it and it crumbles right off. Now I put down a towel because a lot of the leaves will come apart as I'm pulling the bundles apart, and it just helps to contain the mess, and then I can put all the leaves that came off on the towel into this bucket as well. And then once I get this full or half full, then I'll take these and I'll just crumble them smaller and smaller. Now you can do this in a spice grinder or coffee grinder, but you can also do it by hand. It really depends on how small you want your basil leaves to be. But I can get them pretty small just by going through, running my hands through it over and over again and breaking it down. So it's not that hard if you don't have any equipment. So I will come back and show you what it looks like when I have the bucket full. Okay, this is how much I got off of 1 bundle of oregano, like this. There's this much leaves and this much waste, and then this is what fell off onto the towel. So if I hadn't put this down, I would have stuff all over the place, and I might have gotten them dirty or lost them to the fan. We have to have the fan on pretty constantly right now, but the nap of the towel kind of holds on to the leaves so they don't go flying even though the fan's blowing in this direction. Okay, so after I get this batch, I just do this, and I'll probably have to do this for maybe 5 minutes. I do it while I'm watching a YouTube video or something, so I have something going on and it's not mind-numbingly boring. Alright, I'll come back when it's all powdered. Okay, so I've got it crumbled, and you can see it's still leafy, but it's very small. Just 1 step before powder, I think. And this made it's at least a cup. It might be a cup and a half. I will go get my bottle and measure it into that so we'll know for sure. Okay, so I use my canning funnel. It just makes a lot less of a mess. And then whatever jar I happen to have, I try to reuse like old spaghetti sauce jars and stuff like that, but since I almost never buy spaghetti sauce jars because I usually make it myself, I don't always have them. But I'm using a mason jar today because this is what I have. Okay, the 2 cup mark is right here, and it's about an inch below that. So yeah, 1.5 cups just off that 1 bundle. So the 3 bundles will definitely fill it. I will probably have more left over. I think between the 5 bundles I'll fill 2 full quart-sized mason jars. Okay, so the 5 bunches of oregano dried down to 2-quart jars. So far this summer and spring, I have dried 2 quart jars of oregano, 2 1.5 pint jars of oregano, and then 1 pint of oregano that I'm actually currently using. I was down to this much oregano, and then this bottle went missing, so I had to start using the new stuff. But yeah, I think that'll be enough oregano for the year. We go through a lot of it because I use it, you know, in anything tomato based, but I think this is enough. And the oregano has all flowered now, so it'll be a while before there's any new oregano, but it's gone to seed, so I'm sure there will be tons coming up. I haven't even planted oregano in 5 years. This was all stuff that has just grown wild around the place. I've also started drying yarrow and thyme, comfrey, and of course basil. The basil, this is all of the basil that I dried on the paper towel, plus 2 dehydrator tray loads, and this is what it ground down to. So I'm going to need a bunch more basil, because we probably go through as much basil as we do oregano in a year. But I've got some in the dehydrator right now with some comfrey leaves and some dandelion leaves. So, and then I'll be dehydrating some more calendula. Actually, I'll show you how my calendula is doing. Okay, so I forgot that I have also dehydrated some marjoram. I had run out of the store-bought marjoram last week, so I dehydrated some of it for that, and it's about maybe 3 tablespoons worth. So the marjoram has to do a lot more growing, but once it does, I'm hoping that I will at least be able to fill this old marjoram jar with it, because I don't use near as much marjoram as I do oregano and basil. So this bottle is probably big enough to hold what I would use. If I happen to have more, I will preserve it, of course, but for now, my goal is just to fill this jar. So it's a pretty good sized jar. It probably would hold about a cup. It's hard to tell because they do it by the ounces, and marjoram doesn't weigh that much. It weighs next to nothing. So, but I think it would hold about a cup of marjoram. Anyway, that's what I've preserved so far this year. Okay, so I have 3 bottles of calendula infusing in oil right now. One will be ready August 7th, one will be ready August 10th, and then I haven't dated the last one, but I made it 2 days ago, so it'll be ready 6 weeks from that point. And then I can start making salve. I did pick a bunch more calendula, so I will be drying it after this batch of basil comes out of the dehydrator. But anyway, that's what I'm doing with my herbs. Thanks for watching.